Hi friends, Allie here. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to crochet this sun wall hanging. Thank you so much to Michaels for sponsoring this project and supplying all the materials needed to make this spring-inspired wall hanging. For yarn, I will be using one Caron Cotton Ripple Cake. This is a new seasonal yarn and it is only available at Michaels for a limited time, so be sure to go grab some before it's gone. This yarn has a beautiful rippled texture. It's nice and soft and drapes so well for a wall hanging. This gorgeous yellow color I will be using today is called Sunflare. You will also need a 4mm or G crochet hook, a 12-inch dowel, scissors, and a yarn needle. All of these supplies can be found at Michaels and online, so check out the links down below. If you're ready to get started, let's grab all of our supplies and let's get making. We're going to begin by making a magic circle, so wrap the tail end of your yarn around your index finger and your middle finger once. Then crossing over that first strand, you'll wrap it around once more. Place your hook under the first strand, grab the second strand, and pull it under. Remove your fingers and secure the circle with a chain 1. And there's our magic circle. For row 1, we're going to half double crochet 6 inside of the circle. To half double crochet, yarn over and insert your hook into the circle. Pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. When you've finished all 6 half double crochets, pull the short tail end tight to close up the circle. We're now done row 1, so we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 2, we're going to work 2 half double crochets into each stitch across, but we're going to work them in the back loop only. So when you look at the top of the stitch, the front loop is the one closest to you, while the back loop is the one furthest from you. So working only in the back loop, work 2 half double crochets into each stitch across for row 2. At the end of row 2, our total stitch count is 12. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. For row 3, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat this across for row 3. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only in the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in the next stitch. At the end of row 3, our stitch count is now at 18. Chain 1 and turn. Now on to row 4. We're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 2 stitches. And we're going to repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 2 stitches. At the end of row 4, our stitch count is now at 24. Chain 1 and turn. For row 5, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 3 stitches. And we're going to repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 3 stitches. At the end of row 5, our stitch count is now at 30. Chain 1 and turn. For row 6, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 4 stitches. Repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 4 stitches. At the end of row 6, our stitch count is now at 36. Chain 1 and turn. For row 7, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 5 stitches. Repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only into each of the next 5 stitches. At the end of row 7, our stitch count is now at 42. Chain 1 and turn. For row 8, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 6 stitches. Repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 6 stitches. At the end of row 8, our stitch count is now at 48. Chain 1 and turn. For row 9, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 7 stitches. Repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 7 stitches. At the end of row 9, our stitch count is now at 54. Chain 1 and turn. For row 10, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only into each of the next 8 stitches. Repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 8 stitches. At the end of row 10, our stitch count is now at 60. Chain 1 and turn. This is going to be our last row, so for row 11, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the first stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 9 stitches. Repeat that across. 2 half double crochets in the back loop only into the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the back loop only in each of the next 9 stitches. At the end of row 11, our stitch count is now at 66. Now working across the edge of the rows, we're going to loosely single crochet across the top. So working 1 single crochet into each row, we're going to work a total of 22 single crochets across the top of our wall hanging. When you reach the end, chain 1 and turn. We're now going to attach our wall hanging to our dowel. So grab your dowel and we're going to single crochet back across the top of the wall hanging while also working around the dowel. In each stitch, we're going to work 2 single crochets and be sure to work your stitches loosely around the dowel. When you reach the end, you can slide your stitches over if you need to center your wall hanging. Then before cutting off our yarn, we're going to create the hanging loop. Chain 1 and then measure how long you want your hanging loop to be. Be sure to add a few extra inches at the end so that you're able to tie a secure knot. Once you're done measuring, cut off your yarn and attach the tail end to the first single crochet we worked on this last row. Secure with a few knots, then using your yarn needle, weave in any yarn ends. Now it's time to cut the fringe. You can make your fringe as long or as short as you want, but each strand is going to be folded in half, so be sure you double the length you want each strand to be in the end. So when I attach my fringe, I want it to be about 12 inches long, so I'm going to cut each strand at 24 inches. I'm going to use my dowel to measure since my dowel is 12 inches long, but you can use a measuring tape or ruler if you need. Since we have 66 stitches on the bottom of our wall hanging, you will need to cut a minimum of 66 strands of fringe so that there is at least one strand of fringe in each stitch. I'm going to cut a few extra strands so that I can add 2 strands to some of my stitches so that the fringe is a bit more full, but feel free to add more or less fringe to your liking. Once all your fringe is cut, we are going to attach it to the bottom of our wall hanging. So flip your wall hanging so the back side is facing up, and we are going to attach our fringe to the front loops in each stitch across. This will create a ridge around the bottom on the front side. Insert your crochet hook into the first stitch. Then grab one strand of yarn. Fold it in half, then grab the yarn with your hook and pull it through. Using your fingers, pull the ends of the yarn through the loop and gently tighten the fringe. Continue this all the way across the bottom. I'm going to do single strands of fringe on the ends and double strands in the center. Double strands will be attached the same as single strands, just hold 2 pieces of yarn together. Feel free to add more or less fringe to fill out the bottom as you like. Once all your fringe is attached, this is what your wall hanging should look like from the front. I did single strands on the ends, then as I got closer to the center, I did single strand, then double strand, single strand, then double strand, then in the very center I did double strands. This helped make the fringe more full and thick. Now you can trim the bottom of your fringe if you'd like. This is totally optional and the possibilities are endless on how you cut it. You can cut straight across or do a zigzag, really whatever you want. The best tip I can give you is to only cut a little bit at a time, because you can always cut more if you need, but once you cut it, you cannot get it back. So start by trimming off little bits until you get your desired look. I'm going to cut 3 points into mine. Feel free to use a straight edge like a ruler to get precise lines, or freehand it for a more easygoing look. When your fringe is cut, we are done and your wall hanging is ready to be put up. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you again to Michaels for sponsoring this project. This wall hanging is perfect for spring and it was so easy to find all of my supplies at Michaels. You can find all the materials I used today by following the links down below. Don't forget to grab some of this yarn before it's gone. It comes in a ton of beautiful colors and the possibilities are endless on what you can make with it. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.